Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share with anybody that you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how is everybody today, guys? What a wet day. At least it was a bit warmer today, but these are the days you got to be careful because, warmed up to 40 degrees, and we tend to not wear as many layers. We get soaking wet, and a lot of people get sick. So I ended my work day a little bit earlier than normal because I was getting pretty soaked, but I had also satisfied all the work I had lined up for the day. And honestly, guys, I was pretty shocked. It was a lot of small calls today, but you know what? They add up, and I ended up having, I was shocked at the end of the day when I tallied the day up. It's amazing, guys. Working this program has afforded me a life that is not easy. I work very, very hard because I have a goal in mind. But I'm passing milestones and shocking myself with what's possible and how, guys, I make, I won't get into that, but you know what, like, I'm the only contractor I know that gets tipped 3 or 4 times a week, so clearly I'm not overcharging people, and these little service calls add up, and I make so much money at the end of the day. It shocks me, and it's a beautiful thing because I'm not blowing it, I'm not spending on drugs, I'm helping others around me, and I'm saving to actually buy the rental property that I'm so excited for. And I know I didn't talk about that a lot lately, but guys, I'm coming to the realization that it's a reality. Like, I'm almost there, and I'm getting there faster and faster. And if I wasn't working a recovery program and doing these, taking these lessons to heart and living them in my life, I would not be in this position. So I like to keep that at the forefront of my brain because I'm incredibly grateful for it. I love being a part of my life today. And a big part of the way I see where I'm at is not only judging, because we talk about judging, paying attention to your feelings, your actions, your thoughts. But guys, it's also great to take other people's perspective, and it's something we don't talk about very often. It's hugely important. I love when people give me constructive criticism or just let me know what they see, because so oftentimes I get so tunnel visioned in my own life, I don't notice other things that I'm doing, good or bad. And fortunately, I'm working a pretty good program right now, so I get a lot more positive accolades than I do negative. But I, for once in my life, I don't. And this is the thing, guys, when anybody would ever try to put something out for my own good, I would always flip out and be so defensive because I was so insecure about the things I was doing. It's not good, guys. And one of the best ways to move forward is by having somebody else tell you what they observe from a third party perspective in your program. And that's what the reading is today, guys. The reading is through other people's eyes. Through other people's eyes. When somebody points out a shortcoming, our first reaction may be defensive. But if we truly want to be free, we will take a good look at input from fellow addicts. At some point in our recovery, we come to the awkward realization that the way we see ourselves is not necessarily the way that others do. Well, we are probably neither as bad nor as good, as beautiful or as ugly as we think we are. But we are too close to ourselves to really tell for sure. That's where friends in the program come in, caring enough to share with us what they really see when they look in our direction. They tell us the good things about ourselves we may not know and the hard things that we may not be able to see. We may react defensively to such help, as they call it, and in some cases justly so. However, even malicious remarks about our supposed shortcomings can shed light on aspects of our recovery that we cannot see for ourselves. Whenever a useful insight comes in, for whatever reason offered, we cannot afford to completely discount it. We do not need to wait for others to spontaneously offer insight. When we spend time with a sponsor or other members that we trust, we can openly ask them to tell us what they see about particular areas of our recovery, to which we may be blind. We want a broader vision of our life than just our own. We get it by seeing ourselves through others' eyes. And the affirmation is just for today. I seek to see myself as I truly am. I will listen to what others say about me and see myself through their eyes. And guys, I'm really glad I did this reading today. And forgive me, I feel like I'm actually getting a little sick. I hope I didn't catch a cold today. But you know what? The rain often makes me very tired, and I am exhausted. It was a very long weekend. And I was thinking about taking a nap this afternoon, but I had some research I need to do for a job, so I've stuck it out. I'm going to make myself a nice roast beef dinner tonight, and then I'm going to go to bed early and get a good night's sleep. And I'm looking forward to New Year's Eve as a day off in the middle of the week to relax and rest. But again, I was really happy to see this reading because it's not something I often think about. And I'm doing so much work to be so introspective in my life. Not saying that to pat myself on the back. It's just it's a cold, hard reality of why things are going as well as they are for me. But that brings up a lot of point. Like with the Christmas holiday, I haven't met with my therapist or my recovery advisor in the last probably about a week, and it's going to be another week before that I do. And I missed those conversations. Matter of fact, my recovery advisor just reached out to me before I started this video to see how I was doing for Christmas, and just do a quick check-in. But my point being, these are people that I trust dearly, that I speak to very, very openly and honestly, and I don't filter what I say to them because I trust their honest input. And as good as things are going in my life, I know that they can get better. And in order for them to get better, it's not just leaning into my strengths, it's identifying the deficiencies, my shortcomings. And I've tackled a lot of them, and I'm very proud of that. I really am, guys. And I see so much growth that it's very easy for anything that I'm not doing to the best of my ability to be overlooked because of there's so much good change in my life. I mean, guys, I look at it honestly. As a matter of fact, one of the things I really enjoyed this weekend is I went back and watched some of my earlier videos, and I've got almost a year's worth of them now. So I did a couple of videos from like January of last year, and then I watched some that were March and April, and the progression is phenomenal to watch. Like, I'm super proud of that, it brought to my eyes how much I haven't noticed a lot of the changes that it made, because it's like that whole frog simmering in warm water to boil. He won't notice, but if you jump into boiling water, obviously you jump out, you'll notice a drastic change. There's a lot of areas, and I'm lucky at this point because I'm noticing more good than bad. I mean, I seriously, if you go watch one of my earlier videos, I literally look like I'm 10 years younger. But that's getting healthy. Any one of us can do that when we start taking better care of ourselves. And one of the things I'll share with you guys is I spent like, I don't even know, $400 or $500 on men's skincare products about 6 months ago, and I was really surprised by myself when I felt there was something I wanted to do. But I was getting healthy and I wanted to look my best. And now I look at it, the totality of it. I'm like, well, okay, I'm glad I did, because I absolutely see a difference. And again, I'm not, some GQ model, but comparing myself now to what I look like back then, like, I'm a lot heavier. Now, granted, I definitely carry a few, especially after Christmas. You kidding me? I ate like a pig. I could definitely use some more cardio. But I do. I mean, I get about 8,000 steps a day on my step count on my phone, so it's not like I'm without exercise. But one of the things I'm going to make as a New Year's resolution is to lean out a little bit, because I've put on, depending on, I fluctuate back and forth between 205 and 210 at this point. And when I get out of rehab, I think I'd hit 150. So I mean, I went into rehab probably 140 or under. And it was terrible, right? So I'm glad. I like the weight that I carry. I like how healthy I am. But at the same time, I would like to work on some of the excess weight I'm carrying around my gut, because I do notice at 5'7", 210 pounds, I gotta hold my breath to tie my shoes. And again, 90% of what I'm carrying is muscle, and I love that. I love the weight that I'm throwing around, but it would obviously be better for my health if I wasn't carrying around an extra 10 pounds of fat around my gut, and I would certainly feel much better about myself looking at me. I love looking at my size that I have in my upper body, but then, and again, I don't expect perfection out of myself, but I'm just looking at ways that I can step up for this coming year. And if I want to make a positive change in my waist area, then I know I can do so, and I know I got to do so by starting to actively work on that. And that's the beauty of working my program, guys. I now know I can literally have anything I want. It's not going to happen by snapping my fingers. it's going to be happen by putting in the work. That's one thing I've proven to myself over the course of this year, is that anything can happen when we set our minds to it and we actively work on it day in, day out. And one of the things this reading has done for me is I'm gonna sit down with my being, especially, it's a perfect time to it, guy. Great time for it. Everybody likes to make New Year's resolutions, and I've made a couple, and most of them just are. I know you're not supposed to talk about, but my major New Year's resolution is to maintain my sobriety, to make sure that I don't become complacent now that I've found stability. Things are going really well in my life, and I deserving of some rewarding myself, giving myself some luxuries that I've gone without for so long. I don't know what they are yet. There's nothing I feel I need to go out and do, but I'm saying I want to start living better, because I'm certainly in a new tax bracket, and it's not some influential money. No, it's because I go out and run my business every day. When I'm tired, when I'm sore, when I'm beat up. Like, I got up this morning and both my hips were hurting from, shoveling and plowing and climbing out of the Bobcat and lugging water heaters around and doing hard, heavy work. I was legitimately sore. Nothing like go to the hospital, but, my muscles were sore. A good sore, I call it. But at the same time, especially on a rainy day, that's a day I would have loved to stay in bed and just put things off. But I didn't, because I had commitments. And I thought it was going to be not an overly taxing day, and it really wasn't overly taxing, but it was incredibly profitable, guys. Like, I was shocked when I did the math. I banged out 7 service calls, and I made over $1,000 today. Like, that's a beautiful day, and it happens more often than not. But again, it didn't happen in the beginning. In the beginning, guys, I'd go out and if I did 1 or 2 calls and made a couple $100, I was thrilled, because I was still moving in the right direction. But the progression along the course of my business getting busier, me getting more customers, me taking on more work, it's amazing today, and it's just putting me into those next level, one after the other. But I keep skipping my point. My point being, one thing I want to make a point of is sitting down with my recovery advisor, sitting down with my therapist, and sitting down with some trusted members of my recovery network and ask them to honestly show me any area that I may not be aware of that I could do work in. Because as much as I've come to love the person that I am, and I think I'm doing really well, I know I'm doing really well, I know I could do better. I know there's definitely areas that I fall short in, and I'd like to know what they are and start working on them. And I'd like to trust myself to think that I can take constructive criticism, because all the goodness that's come out of my life has been constructive criticism directly from my higher power, from prayer, meditation, or working with people in the recovery field. That was literally, I shut out the entire world. I went on a media blackout. I still don't watch the news. I still don't watch TV, and that shocks me, because TV was my thing. And it's not saying there's anything wrong with watching TV. I'm just saying that I've been doing a thing where I'm retraining my brain, and I'm going to continue it, because I'm not missing anything. I don't feel it doesn't, like, I've come to a point where it's just, that's my natural habit, and I don't think about it, and it's not taxing me, and I'm not missing anything from it. I'll go watch a movie or something, but I'm not going to invite things back into my life that I've removed just for the sake of doing that, unless there's a particular reason for it, because I'm living a very intentional life. And that's something I want to continue doing. But I'd like to identify, and again, I literally didn't think of it till I did this reading right now, which is why I love doing these things every day, because I get so much out of them. I'm going to make it a point of sitting down over these next few days with people that I trust and see if I can get anybody to identify any areas for me to work on, because I love it today, guys. Self-improvement has become a way of life for me for this entire year. I can honestly say, as excited as I didn't have the knowledge at this time last year that I do now. I was still very anxious, very insecure. I was concerned, was I going to be able to make this? Would this work? Didn't know what the next day would look like. Well, now I've got a whole year of putting good decisions together, so I know I have opportunities to, like, expand hugely in this coming year. And, a lot of times people say, oh, the second year recovery is where it gets tough, because you have to settle into regular life. Well, I feel like I've kind of done that. And again, I don't accept anything today just because it says what people do. I like to look at what my opportunities are. And I'm sitting on this beautifully built foundation with opportunities to expand and grow and put some serious work in, and make some serious moves in my financial future. And not only that, but continue along the physical health line to step up in more ways to make my body in better shape, to make me feel better about the person that I am. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to challenge myself. That is the decision I made. Like, I love where I'm at today, but it's not the finish line. Absolutely not. This recovery journey is a journey for me. It's not a destination. And if there is a destination, then it's Aruba. It's not where I'm at now, as much as I'd love, and I know I'm exactly where I need to be. But I still don't have a significant other. I'm looking forward to and again, but I'm not rushing things, because I know God will deliver to me, or deliver me to the proper place and time to meet the person I'm supposed to spend my life with, if I continue to actively seek to do the best I can every day and expand my life. Because one of the biggest rewards in life is love, and that's one area. As much as I have so much love for myself and love for people around me, love for my fellow people in my recovery network and my family, but I don't have a domestic partner at this point. I don't have a wife, girlfriend, and I know that's an area I'm lacking. So I'm looking forward very much to that. But I also know if it's not here right now, it's because there's more work I need to do to either be ready for it, to focus on building my business while I'm not distracted by it, or whatever the case may be. But I know there's reasons behind it, so I'm not going to actually rush out and try and fill a void. I'm going to continue to enjoy and appreciate all the beauty I have, and understand that if it hasn't happened yet, that's more opportunity to make myself a better person before it happens, so that when it does happen, I can hold it responsibly, I can nurture it properly, and I can enjoy it fully. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.